to jump into understanding what is Lido V3, how does it empower various use cases from institutional grade offerings to end user products with flexible strategies. I'm Izzy, I'm Chief of Staking, but I'm actually gonna pass it to Will, who is our Head of Node Operator Mechanisms, that's gonna tell us more about V3, what it is and what it means for stakers and node operators. Will, off to you.
Hey everyone. So I'm excited to have the opportunity here to kick things off. I'm going to keep it fairly brief because, as Izzy mentioned, we have like really an incredible lineup of folks. But what I want to do is just give some context for those that are newer to the SD Vault story and why I think they're so exciting. So to that point, like the reason that I'm as excited about SD Vaults as I am is I truly believe that there's an immense opportunity for people to create and grow businesses on top of SD Vaults and really take advantage of the network effects of the Lido protocol. This is an infrastructure that allows for builders to create tailored products to many different market segments that in the past didn't necessarily have access to them. And you can do this in a way that it doesn't take weeks, it doesn't take days, but in the most simple setups, you can do this in just hours. And I think that this also has the potential to increase the accessibility for certain STETH-based DeFi strategies to certain folks that maybe weren't as sophisticated enough to figure them out. And this will be done via the launching of products from certain builders, which you'll hear about later. So whether you're a node operator, an asset manager, an L2, or even if you're just starting out and trying to figure out what can I do in DeFi, I really think that you can now build with out-of-the-box access to all of these Lido network effects, both in terms of integrations from the DeFi and institutional side, and very, very importantly, via liquidity. So let's talk about liquidity and unpack this a bit. STETH, and all these numbers are updated as of today, has already $8 billion of the token used as collateral across DeFi. And if you take in both the on-chain and off-chain trading volumes, the average daily trading volume for STETH is over $100 million with a rolling 6-month average. And there's $50 million of liquidity that's within the 2% order book depth. If we look at the chart below, and this is just the on-chain component, you can see that STETH has both reliably and sustainably been the largest LST by far. And this is very, very important because whether you're building a bespoke DeFi app or something more sophisticated or something that really you want to see have size, liquidity is going to be what makes or breaks your product. Next would be the other big advantage that I think you can take from Lido, and that's integrations, right? From my perspective, builders should be able to focus on creating innovative new products and strategies, not focused on doing BD or figuring out necessarily how to even create the product you want to build and like how to integrate the different components that you need to make something new. And with STETH and by SD Vaults, this is all taken care of for you. From table stakes, borrow and lend to more custom use cases, STETH is well integrated really across the spectrum of DeFi. And on the institutional side, staked ETH and wrapped staked ETH are supported by custodians around the world, including Fireblocks, BitGo, Copper, and many, many others. The institutional STETH ecosystem is already very strong, so you don't have to build that stack from scratch. You can tap directly into those liquidity and infrastructure benefits that Lido has already established. This is plug and play, and it gives institutions battle-tested infrastructure. So builders can now launch faster, focus on what makes their products unique, and scale really without having to worry about back-end staking infrastructure. So hopefully you see the value in these. And now I'll explain just briefly like what SD Vaults actually are. So these are new mechanisms for building custom staking vaults that allow node operators, DeFi builders, and asset managers to offer staking products with optional liquidity via STETH. They give users both liquidity and control over their staking setups. They're permissionless to deploy, non-custodial, and customizable to different use cases. Unlike Lido Core, users with SD Vaults can choose specific node operators to stake with, and that allows for a lot of customization for how infrastructure is operated. When you stake with an SD Vault, the ETH is used to fund validators that's again operated by that node operator of your choice, where ETH is then staked and earns rewards. The staker then has the optionality to mint STETH against the locked collateral position, which is that ETH in the validators that's earning rewards. And then they can access the liquidity benefits of STETH if they so choose. So this not only opens the door to delegated staking as part of Lido, but it also opens up new use cases where ST Vaults can really act as the core rewards layer for DeFi products that are utilizing staking rewards and additional rewards that can be generated in DeFi. ST Vaults are really also custom built for institutions. So not only do you have full control over the way validator infrastructure is deployed, right? Things like infrastructure, where it's located, the clients you're using, whether you're using MEV, but these non-custodial setups are also flexible enough to meet the compliance and segregation requirements of institutions around the globe. And that's really important, right? Because an institution in the US versus Europe versus somewhere in Asia all have different rules from their regulators. And because ST Vaults are so flexible, you can really meet these needs. And we're starting to see this come true today. In addition to that, you can enhance APR through DeFi strategies. There's flexible fee configurations. And really, this is just a great product for any kind of institutional staker. And for those of you that want to build something a bit more differentiated, DeFi Wrapper is also launching alongside ST Vaults. And this really empowers builders and node operators to launch end user staking products. Again, not in weeks, not in days, but in hours. And so this includes things like the ability to have pooling, which means you can have multi-depositors in a single vault, white label embeddable UIs, and custom ERC20 vault tokens. And so you can really create a fully branded experience for your users where you completely control the customer relationship. And again, just tap into the STETH benefits that you're able to then use to better serve your users. You can also incorporate extra rewards by using pre-built strategies via Lido Earn, or also more custom strategies. Really, DeFi Wrapper just takes the complexity out of building products. So I've got here a list of logos. Most of these are joining the call today, and I'm really excited to turn it over to them so we can hear about what they're building. But I just want to highlight that there's actually over 30 node operators that have already started to become identified and build on top of ST Vaults. So that's just a couple weeks after launch. I think we are seeing tremendous progress here, and I'm really, really excited to kind of check in 3 months and 6 months and 12 months and see all of the different kinds of products that have been built on top of ST Vaults. I'll leave you with this. If you have an idea that you want to discuss with the Lido team, please fill out this QR code. We're happy to brainstorm, or feel free to reach out to me directly on Telegram, Discord, on Twitter. My handle is KIMONSH. I think there's a lot of really, really cool things that are going to get built and a ton of opportunity for new products. So looking forward to those discussions, and especially for all of the presentations we're going to hear now. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Will.